Hey family, what's going on? Klaus here, and welcome to the very first Town 12 upgrade guide. That's right, Town 12 has been released, and I, as well as many others, are wondering what is the best thing to upgrade first, and how should I advance my base, in what order, and what? So today we're going to be discussing the upgrade guide, the upgrade order, the priority list for Town Hall 12. And of course, I want to mention first that you need to be a max 11 before you follow this guide, because the guide only mentions Town Hall 12 upgrades, including the new buildings and the new upgrades for the existing buildings. So without further delay, let's get straight into the guide. And that's actually easy, because the first thing we're going to discuss is what doesn't get an upgrade. So as you can see on the screen, guys, we have the sweeper, we have the gold mine, elixir collector, and dark elixir drill. We also have the barracks, which the upgrade for the electro dragon is available at Town Hall 11, so it's technically not a Town Hall 12 building or level 12 upgrade. We've also got the spell factory, dark spell factory, and the dark barracks. None of these have any upgrades, guys, so you can put them on the other side of your progress base. Also, none of the traps get a new level, so the bomb, air bomb, seeking air mine, spring trap, skeleton trap, and giant bomb all do not get any new levels, but we do get a few new traps, but we'll talk about them a little bit later. So yes, guys, that is the first thing. It's kind of like a load off your chest. It's like, okay, I don't have to worry about these buildings. They're already maxed out, which I don't know about you guys, but it makes me feel a little bit better, because Town Hall 12 is absolutely massive. So now that we've discussed that, let's talk about what needs to be upgraded first once you become an actual real Town Hall 12. Alright guys, so as always, the new buildings do need to be put in first, and that is actually featured at the bottom of this list, because the only new buildings that you get at Town Hall 12 currently, Town Hall 12 could always get an update, you know how Supercell is, but yes, we are only getting a few new traps. That includes a 5th Tesla, which is really exciting, and also 2 spring traps, an air bomb, and a seeking air mine. So what I'm asking you guys to do is, with your excess gold, because honestly, these upgrades at the top are much more important, but it's good to continue to consider everything, is that you upgrade those traps to max level, including that Tesla, which will go to level 9, same level as the Town Hall 11 max Teslas. But other than the new buildings, we've got one more new building, one more new thing, and that is the all-inclusive Siege Workshop. And the Siege Workshop, guys, probably the most important, well, it's like the most important new feature for the Town Hall 12 update, but it is also the single most interesting game-changing building. So I recommend that you do that pretty much day one, along with as much of these buildings as you possibly can. So let me go ahead and just walk us through this. Again, these are the buildings that you want to focus on as early as possible. You can do defenses later. What you want to do is you want to get as good of an attacking infrastructure as possible. You want to upgrade your army camps, you want to upgrade your laboratory. That way you get stronger troops, more troops, stronger heroes, so that you can continue to do better in war. You can also continue to do better in farming or pushing or whatever it is that you enjoy doing. So these are the day one buildings, although I think to max all of these buildings it would probably take several months. It is still a good idea to always try to prioritize these buildings. And number one, as usual, is the laboratory. I mean, laboratory unlocks tons of new upgrades for your troops, for your spells, for the siege machines. I mean, the laboratory is always and forever will be a number one priority whenever you go to Town Hall 12, so definitely want to consider that as your number one priority. Also, next to that, we've already talked about the Siege Workshop. Good idea to get that on day one as well, because it'll unlock the Wall Wrecker. And again, the Wall Wrecker, holding those Clan Castle troops, diving into bases, and deploying wherever you want is just an amazing advantage in attacking, and you want to get that advantage as soon as possible. Next, guys, we have the army camps. Yes, Town Hall 12 gets a new army camp level, taking our total army composition total to now 280 troops. That's insane, guys. 20 extra troops for upgrading all 4 of these army camps. Definitely an important offensive building to upgrade. After that, guys, we have several resource buildings that are going to be upgrades, and all of those are actually the storages. The gold storage, which is you have to have all 4 of those maxed out before you can upgrade some of your defenses, and the Clan Castle upgrade require more than 10 million gold, which is the most that a Town Hall 11 can hold. And then, of course, the dark dark elixir storage, because the heroes require more than 200,000 dark elixir to upgrade, so you definitely want to upgrade that. And then the elixir storage, because who doesn't want to have more elixir, right? That elixir's like the hardest thing to farm, so I highly recommend upgrading that storage. And then lastly, guys, is the heroes. I mean, obviously, with offense, with attacking, the stronger your heroes, the better. And it's not recommended that you go to Town Hall 12 unless your heroes were already maxed at level 50 at Town Hall 11 and level 20 for the Grand Warden. So at this point, you can go to level 60 with your King and Queen, level 30 with the Grand Warden, and those should definitely be a top priority with your Dark Elixir and your Elixir, especially after you're done with the Elixir with your army camps. And then lastly, guys, and I have in the middle, is the Clan Castle. The Clan Castle will gain 5 more, you can hold 5 more troops. So like for now you can hold 40, which is crazy. And that is a huge upgrade for your base, and will make you a lot better attacker, which is what it's all about whenever you're moving on to Town Hall 12. So this is kind of the, let me go ahead and put it back into photo mode. This is kind of the overall picture of what you should prioritize absolutely first. Again, notice that there's no defenses on this list, or in this list, because the defenses, they can wait till later. Also the walls, don't forget the walls. You're gonna want to upgrade your walls, but for now, laboratory, siege workshop, army camps, super high priority. The storages are required for some of these upgrades as well, heroes and Clan Castle, and then of course again the new traps would like to go up to. So that is that's actually what's so good about these upgrade guides is that it removes a lot of the mystery. I'm personally going to be following this upgrade guide, and it really is nice to have a visual representation of what I should be focusing on first. So take a snapshot of this screen, guys, and let's move on to what we're all waiting for, and that's the defenses. Alright guys, so the defenses at Town Hall 12, there are a bunch of options because every single defense gets an upgrade at Town Hall 12, except for the sweepers. But again, the trial is out. The jury is still trying to decide whether a sweeper really is a defense, but more on that later. So yeah guys, what I did to determine exactly how I put this in order, and by the way, you read this top to bottom, left to right, and it's showing you the most beneficial upgrades for your base. And what I mean by most beneficial is what's going to give you the most DPS and the most effective DPS as fast as possible. And so let me show you guys the equation that I use to calculate all this. And it's quite scientific-y, but let's just talk about it here, guys. The formula is the DPS difference. Basically, what damage per second is that upgrade gonna give this defense? Multiplying that number by its range. So obviously something like the Eagle Artillery has a huge advantage over something like the Tesla, which has a very small range. And then the target percentage, which means can it target ground, air, or both? And then lastly, the type. Is it single targeting, or is it splash damage, or is it something in between? We have a few of those. And then you get all that multiplied together, and then you divide it by how long the upgrade time will be. So let me give you an example of that, guys. Let's look at the Archer Tower. Okay, the Archer Tower at level 16 gains 14 damage per second for the upgrade between level 15 and 16. The time it takes to upgrade it is 11, and the range is 10 tiles. It is a single targeting defense, and it can target every type of troop. So if you multiply all those together, you actually get 140 adjusted DPS. And then you divide it by the amount of time the upgrade takes, which is 11 days, and you end up with an adjusted DPS over time effectivity of 12.7. Now, I know that was a lot of numbers and a lot of people don't care, but for those of you that do, now you have your example of how I came up with these numbers. The Archer Tower is a 12.7. So let's get into it now as to why we chose the Eagle Artillery first. All right, so the Eagle Artillery gains a ton of DPS, 50 DPS per shot, and its range is ridiculous. I think its range is really what makes the Eagle Artillery powerful, and that's why it is our #1 priority. Remember, the Archer Tower's effectivity rating, is what I'm calling this effectivity rating, was 12.7. The Eagle Artillery is actually 768. All right, 768. Using the exact same formula. And of course, I know the range is 50, but I actually said 43 on my spreadsheet because of this little 7-tile dead zone in the middle. So 43 was the range that I put in for the Eagle Artillery, and it is absolutely the #1 priority for you to be upgrading on your base if you're trying to add as much DPS on your base and make your base dangerous as fast as possible at Town Hall 12. Next, and certainly important, guys, is actually the, excuse me, Eagle Artillery, get back where you're supposed to be. Thank you. All right, next is the Town Hall 12. Yes, guys, Town Hall 12, the first Town Hall 12, or the first Town Hall level that the Town Hall actually is a defense at the same time. And so let me just give you guys the numbers on these, because there are 5 levels. Obviously, level 1 gives you a ton of advantage, but we're assuming that you've already moved to Town Hall 12 since you're watching the Town Hall 12 guide. So we're starting at level 2 Town Hall 12, and at level 2 Gigatesla, the adjusted DPS per time is 250. Remember, the Eagle Artillery was 768, and the Archer Tower was only 12.7. I know, right? So the Giga Tesla, level 2, 250 adjusted DPS, and then level 3 actually is higher at 438, and then level 4 is 125, and then level 5 is 250 yet again. So yes, guys, the Giga Tesla upgrades are super beneficial. As you upgrade it, the damage per second increases, the number of targets it can hit can decrease, and of course at level 5, it has that death damage, which I did not include into my calculation. So technically, level 5 Giga Tesla should probably be the highest as far as like importance is concerned, but of course you've got to go in order. So definitely want to suggest that you guys keep that Giga Tesla, that Town Hall 12 upgrading consistently until you max it behind, of course, the Eagle Artillery. Next, and by the way, the rest of this section will be much quicker. The Inferno Tower set on single on it. You know how whenever the single targeting Inferno hits a target and then it like ramps up and then it ramps up again to the super fast one. Well, the numbers that you get whenever you look at the information on the Inferno Tower is just that third setting where it's melting everything super fast. So the single targeting Inferno adjusted DPS per time is probably not 100% correct. So that's why I actually did multi-targeting as well. But even the multi-targeting, which is significantly lower in the number, single targeting is 160 adjusted DPS per time, and the multi-targeting is only 35. But either way, both of those numbers are higher than any of the other defenses we haven't talked about. So regardless of whether you're looking at the Inferno Tower at single or multi, it is still our number 3 priority. I'm going to say at 35 adjusted DPS per time. Next up, guys, we have the Wizard Tower, and of course I love the skin of this level 11 Wizard Tower. Looks amazing, and its adjusted DPS per time is actually 20, so significantly higher than the Archer Tower, significantly lower than the Eagle Artillery, the Giga Tesla, or the Inferno Tower. And then just kind of cruise along the rest of these guys. The Archer Tower yet again is at 12.7. The Bomb Tower, surprisingly, at 11.7, and that's mainly because of its death damage at the end. And then the next one we have is the Air Defense, and the Air Defense is at 9.1. So these all these defenses are actually very close together in adjusted DPS per time compared to those top 3. Next up, you have the X-Bow, and the X-Bow is at 7.9. Next, we have the Cannon, and that comes in at 6.1. Then the Mortar at 5.1, and then the Hidden Tesla at 5.0. So again, guys, if you're going to Town Hall 12, I think it's overwhelmingly clear that you want to upgrade your Eagle Artillery, your Giga Tesla, and your Inferno Tower as soon as possible. I also think that it's a huge priority to upgrade the Wizard Tower because it's overall the best regular defense aside from those top 3. And then after that, the difference in the benefit you gain from all of these is they're all very close together. So if you prefer to, say, upgrade the Air Defense to defend against air over the Bomb Tower, you're more than welcome to do that, but I'm just giving you guys the quantifiable and mathematically, statistically accurate numbers as to what will gain you the most advantage on your base. Also, at this point, you're probably wondering, are you considering war weight? I am not, because Town Hall 12 is new and we do not know the numbers for the war weight, nor do I really care, because at Town Hall 12, you're going to be a beast regardless. So even if you gain weight, it's not a bad thing. So, and also the one surprising thing was that the Teslas were so low. The only reason why the Teslas are so low is because the DPS they gain, it's only 10, and they've got a very small range of only 7 tiles. So Hidden Tesla being at the bottom of our list, I personally will probably do the Teslas before the mortars, but hey, again, this is just the numbers. This is what my Excel spreadsheet and my statistics showed me, and I figured that you guys would find it very interesting as well. So guys, that is going to do it for today's very compact Town Hall 12 upgrade guide. Again, you want to focus, and I'll go ahead and switch back over to the other one to give a overall idea of what's going on here. There we go. So again, guys, you want to focus on your offensive buildings, your resource buildings, get yourself set up for the eternal grind of maxing your walls and maxing your defenses. Also, again, the grind to upgrade and max your heroes is going to take a while as well. So always be considering putting true loot into your heroes and upgrade them as quickly as possible. And then last but certainly not least is the laboratory. You're probably wondering what troops you should upgrade, and I always recommend upgrading the troops that you use. I mean, at Tunnel 12, the meta, what attacks are good in war, what attacks are good in farming, what attacks are good in trophy pushing is still very new, but I recommend, like, my #1 recommendation would probably be miners, because they're super strong right now and great for farming, but there's a lot of upgrades there, guys. Electro Dragon's one of them, the siege machines are one of them. You want to upgrade all of those things as well, so upgrade what you want, because I have yet to do the numbers on what is the best upgrades that you can do, but you really, it's harder, much harder to do the math on troop upgrades than defenses. I might do it again eventually. Let me know in the comments if that's what you would like to see me do next for our Tunnel 12 guide series. Other than that, guys, that is going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like this video if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already for daily gaming videos. And of course, share this video. Share the video with your clan mates, your friends, your family, whoever plays Clash, because I guarantee you they are going to want to know this information as to what they should upgrade on their new Town Hall 12 base. And again, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see anything extra or anything new, or want clarification, or want to just say hello. Whatever it is, leave me a comment down below. Guys, I love you. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all again next time.